Hello traders, welcome to Tuesday's post-session review. Today is August 6th, and today we had another pretty heavy losing day. And it was only because I didn't follow my trade plan, and we'll get into that, because I had to smack myself with my trade plan today. And it's always something that I tell you guys to do, that you have to follow your trade plan. It's about the frequency, it's about the risk reward, it's about all these things. And today I fell victim to emotion and didn't take a trade. Not so much on the emotion, just because I didn't want to assume the risk of a trade that was in my trade plan that would have netted me on my rules 146 points. It would have not only erased the drawdown, but would have erased the drawdown of the day plus the drawdown of the last session we had before I went on vacation. So, those things are important. When they happen, they should sting, and sting hard, because it only reinforces the things that I tell you guys to do religiously that I today failed to do myself. But we'll get into that. For the sake of transparency, we took another losing day, and it appears to be, to the normal eye, to the untrained eye, to the I guess the more inexperienced traders out there, it would appear that this is not a winning strategy, that this is not a strategy that could sustain itself, much less produce a profitable outcome. And nothing could be further from the truth. Unfortunately, we've been plagued with a lot of expectations failure within the 3 hours that I trade, that have caused a little bit of issues with our drawdown here. But in all fairness, taking the trades and having the risk reward on your side should sidestep these situations. However, today would have been a tremendous dent on this drawdown here that we have sustained, but unfortunately that wasn't the case. It was a trade that I did not take, that was in my trade plan to take, but I failed to do so, and as a result we could have been on very, very good ground again. Instead, we added another heavy loss to our day. But I'm not shaken at all. I'm not upset, other than I didn't trade my trade plan, and we're still nowhere near a situation we would say, oh my god, this is unrecoverable, or this is unsustainable. But I will say that in very volatile markets, and markets that are expanded like this, where the swings are big, yeah, small accounts are more vulnerable. They're more susceptible to drawdown, which is why you need to make sure, and that it is critical, that you stay on your money management, and that you stay on the risk reward profile, okay, and not let the risk, okay, determine what trades you're going to take and which ones you're going to pass up on. Because by doing that, you're not trading the expectancy. Remember, the expectancy, we look over a period of time, and then we're taking that expectancy and now we're trading a smaller window, which affects the overall expectancy, okay? Because it's not to say that in your trading session you're not going to have some back-to-back losses. And it just so happens that in our trading sessions, these last since we started the small account, we've been plagued with a lot of expectation failures. But that can't continue indefinitely, and staying on the risk reward is the magical ingredient to overcome the drawdown and to come back into greener pastures. But we'll show you how this account is going to be recovered. I'm going to show you how to apply the money management. We're seeing this in a very transparent way, in a very vulnerable way. There's no way to sugarcoat it. There's no way to fake you guys out or anything. I want to show you that the account balance here is 3261, and on our spreadsheet it matches to the point. I went ahead and I adjusted the cents so it can add up. When we get the settlement tonight, this will go up a little bit, and it will be reflected on the balance. And then tomorrow we have a live stream, which would be more important for you guys to see the emotional control and how do we bounce back from making bad decisions the day before. The answer is by following your trade plan, because you should not be carrying that baggage into your next day. So enough on that rant, and piss on me for not following my trade plan today, but that will not happen tomorrow, I assure you. Let's remove this, and let's get into the trade. So starting today, we see that we had I'm not going to go all the way back there. Actually I am. So today we came to the market, and we saw that on the day, higher low, new structure high. So on the order flow, it was important for me to look for the long and fattening things up here, getting us a better scale to work with. We can see that this was the main swing here that we were looking at, and then in an area where the buyers were in, had a nice rotation, so I got long there. Stop went below here, so I took a quick loss on that. We'll talk more about this tool tomorrow in the live stream. So we have 41 point loser there, and then we had the expectation failure, and then we had a proper correction as price did hit the 38% here, giving us a proper correction and giving us another new structure low. Okay, we did not get an opportunity to get short as price did not retrace back to the area that I was interested in to take this trade short. So that was a non-trade for me. Then as price came back, we had a nice rotation here in an area of interest. Overall small risk, and price went in favor, came back to retest, went in favor again, tested the lows. I didn't have room to get to a break even. I felt like I didn't have enough room to get to a break even, and I was just going to let the trade run, and that was me breaking another rule, okay, which caused another loss and another added drawdown to this. At this point I was down another we'll measure it here, another 22 points. I was down 60 something points there. Okay, so we had a expectation failure here. So you know, expectation failure here, another expectation failure here. The market had gotten logging in on the intraday order flow, and as price came back down, gave me a great risk reward entry. I saw the weakness coming down, I saw the buyers coming in and the sellers absorbing, and I saw the sellers doing most of the work here, but my trade plan doesn't say to discriminate or to filter anything out, even though I did a little later on, and that's the one that hurt. We'll get into that one. But I took a long here. Knew my stops needed to be below those lows here. Another expectation failure got taken out. So at this point, you know, I'm not upset at this point, because it's, you know, we have some back-to-back failures, and that happens on occasion. Did it add to a drawdown? Yes. Was I down 88 points here? Yes, I was. Overall, I was down 88 points here, and that's not what got me pissed off for the day, and that's not what got me to not follow my trade plan. Okay, as price came down and we had a nice move down here with extended projections, we knew that we were probably going to get I wanted to get short somewhere in this area up here, so I drew an area of interest, and as price came back up there, I had the opportunity to enter here. It was in my area of interest. Okay, I got the rotation. I didn't take the trade because I didn't like the 55 points of risk when I was already down 88 points on the day. I was thinking with that emotional bug, right? Oh, I don't want to take another loss. It seems like the expectations are failing back to back. I see the buyers are aggressive here. They came back deep on this. I didn't necessarily expect that. I'm down 88 points for the day, yada yada yada. I talked myself out of a nice trade that's in my trade plan, okay, like a bonehead. I didn't take the risk, which I should have, and this trade would have netted on my rules 140 some points, okay, and that would have not only erased the 44 points on the 88 points that I was in drawdown for the day, but also made an additional 58 points of nice profitable trades that would have eaten up on some of that extended drawdown that we've been having. Okay, so this is the one that stung. Okay, that I talked myself out of the trade because of the risk involved, because my expectations kept failing, because I didn't want to take another loss and make the drawdown even bigger. Okay, so I didn't take the one trade with the risk reward that would have made such an impact to the account in a positive way. Instead, I like a bonehead, I didn't take that trade, and that is a result of when you don't follow your trade plan, when you don't think you know, it's all about taking that next trade and then using the excuse of when you get that opportunity, then you just tell yourself, oh, I'm not going to take it, I don't like this, I don't like that, and then you watch something like this happen. It needs to burn and it's to sting, because that is reinforcement that we're here to follow our trade plans. But sure enough, what did I do? I'm here to follow my trade plan, right? So then what happens? Sure enough, I'm not going to let that one happen to me again. So I get the rotation, right? This time even more risk, right? Even greater risk. What is the risk on this one? 80 something points. Now remember, I didn't take this trade initially, we only have 55 points of risk, but sure enough, I was not going to make the same mistake twice, right? So I said, I don't care, I'm here to trade my trade plan, and I traded my trade plan. You know, and the market fluttered around, came against me, then went in favor a couple times here, and then price just never really made it back, and the market got bullish again, and then I ended up taking a full loss on that one for another 80-point hit. Does this one hurt me? You know, this one doesn't hurt me as much as this one does. Why? Because here I followed my trade plan, and here I did not, which compounded everything in a very negative way. Okay, so lesson to be learned, we're here to follow our trade plan. We're not here to understand when our expectation is going to fail and which one is going to succeed. We know that we have the risk reward on our side, we know that we have the positive expectancy on our side, and we know that just by the nature of what the markets that we're dealing with today, we're going to have expectation failures. We're going to have more choppy market. We have volatile markets already. In fact, tomorrow for the last stream, I may be going back to the 233 because there's just too many candles here. Okay, but the lesson here, okay, is that we're here to follow our trade plan, and we're here to trade the risk reward. I'm going to make a Q&A video on the questions on the forum about risk reward, and about, you know, somebody wanted clarification on why the main swing involved a complex correction. So I'm going to make a Q&A video on that, and it almost deserves a video alone on following your trade plan and the power of risk reward, and what happens when you are an idiot like I was today and don't follow your trade plan. Okay, we'll polish it up for tomorrow, and these things need to happen. I'm in a way glad it kind of did happen, even though it made our account a little more vulnerable, but we're going to recover this account. We're going to do it the right way. We're going to keep applying our money management. We're going to keep taking the trades. And yes, I will say this again. We're living in very volatile markets where these swings are expensive to trade, and that makes it a little more difficult to trade small accounts. But I'm going to show you how it can be done, and how things don't look really nice right now. We had like a 36% drawdown. I've never had a 36% drawdown until now, but we're going to keep applying what works. We're going to keep following our trade plan, and you'll see that we're just we literally are just, you know, 5 or 6 good trades from recovering this account and being back where we need to be. Unfortunately, there were some really good trading days while I was gone, where even a blind man could have made money. And today I was an idiot and I didn't follow my trade plan, which would have made all the difference in the world. We wouldn't be having this discussion today. But it's also good for you guys to see that even, you know, somebody that trades at a high level like me, and trades, you know, hundreds of contracts on the slightly longer term order flow, also is sometimes undisciplined and sometimes doesn't follow your trade plan. You know, and it's when you don't follow it and things like this happen that should reinforce you to follow your trade plan and should keep you on your discipline. Because this one decision that I made today to not follow my trade plan and find reasons to not take the trade cost me a great deal on this small account. So now it's not revenge trading tomorrow. It's not, you know, making a bunch of excuses, feeling sorry for ourselves. Is a matter of being accountable and follow your trade plan tomorrow. Okay, I'm not going to bring this baggage into tomorrow, and we're going to trade our trade plan as it lies, and we're going to keep following our money management formula, and you will see that that is all you really have to do. Okay, The other thing you really don't the other thing you really have to do is to follow your trade plan. Okay, we have to be good about following our trade plan. One thing is a trade didn't come to your area of interest. That's a different issue to get altogether. Now, if that's consistently the issue, is that price is not coming to your area of interest, price is not coming to your area of interest, price is not coming to your area of interest, we need to relook at your areas of interest and see, you know, if you're drawing them correctly, if you just are using some of that pain avoidance to look for deeper corrections, you're not being realistic with the expectation of the order flow. Those are all things that we may have to tweak here and there, but by doing these post-session reviews every day and doing the live streams once a week, I'm hoping that you will polish those skills by watching me do them through repetition over and over and over again. Hopefully you will start seeing some of the things that will help you in your areas of interest identification with pulling the trigger identification. Hopefully you won't be making too many mistakes like me today and not taking the trade that was in your trade plan that would have made such a huge difference towards the recovery efforts. But that doesn't mean we're going to double down tomorrow. That doesn't mean we're going to overextend ourselves, and it doesn't mean that we need to add more money to our account. We're not there yet. Can we get there? I hope not. I don't think so. I think we're just, like I said, a couple of a couple of trades away from turning this around completely because of the risk reward that we trade at. So we'll see that hopefully tomorrow. We're definitely going to see a more disciplined trader tomorrow, and we're going to keep plugging away. There's nothing else to do but to keep plugging away. Thank you very much, traders. Have a good one, and hopefully tomorrow's a little late here. Tomorrow I'll start working on those Q&A videos on the questions at hand. Okay, thank you very much, and good trading. See you guys tomorrow.